You are now listening to the New Old Heads podcast, premiered every Thursday at noon Eastern Standard Time at BringDownTheBand.com, and brought to you by No Bad Ideas, Coleman Dental, Printfinity, Indie CD and Vinyl, and Sun King Brewery. Support the New Old Heads by visiting our Patreon at patreon.com/newoldheads.
You are now tuned in to the New Old Heads podcast. I am Major 7th. Not going to mention my computer because Terry is gone. Well, I did mention it, so there's that. The crew is here minus DJ Jay Diff. He's taking care of some personal business. I hope he pops up in the thread. Be good to see him. Hope everything is well with that brother. I believe it is. My man Lonegevity is in the building. How are you, sir?
I am doing well. Doing all right. Doing spectacular.
How's your comb?
The comb is a comb, man. I don't know. I think it's doing all right.
The comb keeps getting lower every week. Like the comb starts to go down some. Like I see more beard. Your beard game continues to prosper.
Definitely growing. This is the longest it's ever been in my life, and it's ironic that you're supposed to shave. I mean, they told you they advised to shave during Corona, and that's the one time that I let it grow. So, but
I feel you.
Fuck it.
You're such a rebel.
It's whatever. It's not like I went anywhere, So.
The voice of Indianapolis, aka Kansas City Mac. You could use St. Louis if you want to, whatever he prefers. Man, Jay Moore, how are you, sir?
I'm doing as well as possible. The city is shut down as far as bars and clubs are concerned again, which honestly I agree with, even though that stops my money in a major way.
Agree.
But I was out here. People weren't wearing masks. They're just acting like there hasn't been a whole pandemic going on. So honestly, we had to do it. So it is what it is, man. But I was really hoping that by episode 200 we'd all be able to be in the same place.
No.
Yeah,
but
I agree.
I really don't think that it's going to be a thing. Not at this rate.
Yeah.
Nah, it's gonna be a while, man, before we can reconvene and go through the normal process. But we made the necessary adjustments, and a lot of people have continued to support us and follow us over through the Bunker series. So we really appreciate that. It's just unfortunate just to see people at this point. It's like just to be able to go sit down and chop it up, like those things that I took for granted, personally speaking for myself, is like it means a lot more when you just go over to the homie's house and kick it and say what's up. Like you get that type of stuff for granted, and it's like, man, it would be dope just to see y'all all together and just sit around and clown for a little bit. Like that stuff that we really did and wasn't even thinking about it now. You see the value of some of those moments.
Yeah, I miss seeing you be bad at video games.
Yeah.
That honestly kind of was a nice kickoff to Tuesday. And the thing is, you were bad at video games all in general. Like you weren't good at sports games, Star Wars games.
No, don't do that. I was better at Tecmo Bowl, except for Metronome. But Metronome uses Game Pro. I'm not gonna go down that road.
No, don't put that, because we didn't even have Tecmo Bowl in the pre-show. First of all, Metronome beat you on Tecmo Bowl just in our leisurely time. So
he did.
I mean,
he did. He's very good. He's very good. I hate to say it, but he's very good.
Yes.
But any game that has this view, like you start seeing that in the camera move, I'm trash. I can't play those. So any gun games, violence, it's a wrap.
Yeah, you don't have the coordination.
Anyway.
No coordination.
Clearly. So I can't play those games. So I'm trash, and I'm the one that's always looking up.
I'm thinking about Jay. You heard about the ghost of what's it called? Tunisia or
Ghost of Tsushima?
There we go. Yeah, I'm thinking about that. That's gonna be my next purchase.
I've heard nothing but great things about that. Fonte from Little Brother was in Foreign Exchange. He was all and I don't usually hear him talk too much about video games on social media, but he was all about this game. Everybody I talked to said between this and The Last of Us 2, like I really do envy PS4 owners.
Why you say that?
I'm not a gamer. I have an Xbox and I can't play either of those games on the Xbox.
Yeah,
gotcha.
I thought about waiting to maybe the PS5 to get it, but I actually put a tweet out last night, and Il Brown responded back, and he was like, "Definitely get it." I'm like, All right, it's right up my alley. They said it's like Red Dead Redemption, but with samurais. I'm like, oh, okay, that'd be kind of fun.
Well, I thought you said the PS5 was in the budget for 2020. Did the pandemic change that?
First of all, we don't even know how much it's going to cost.
Oh, okay. I didn't know
you said
the price yet.
What do you mean in the budget?
I mean, you were going to get one. If I'm not mistaken.
Right. Yeah, I am. But that's why I said I don't know if I'm going to wait to get this game on the PS5 when it comes out, or get it now on the PS4. Is what I meant.
You guys being gamers, what is the estimate? Just estimate. What is the estimated ticket for a PS5? What do you guys project? What are the projections saying that this should cost based off the trends of the last, 2 or 3?
I guess
machines?
it's $500
How
or
much does this thing cost?
$500 or $600.
I think it's going to be $499.99.
Yeah,
$550 after tax.
Yeah, $550 after tax. A second controller will hit you for another $60 to $70.
Okay,
and then you don't have a game, so you got to go ahead and buy a game. So when you
$650 when you done, $700.
Then you got to pay for your monthly online membership.
Yeah,
you might as well put about $700-800 aside.
Yep.
If this is how you get down.
They're real out there.
I mean, it's
and the thing is, neither company, Microsoft or Sony, wants to announce the price of their console because, say one announces it's at $599. The other company will be like, okay, we're going to jump in at $499.
Yeah,
they want to be in a situation where they honestly, I don't. If I were them, I wouldn't even talk up it anymore, because it's like people are just now getting back into video gaming in a big way. Like, go to a store, you cannot find a video game system.
Branding takes over. Branding and reputation takes over at some point, right? No matter the price point. Like, if you
people are like, I'm an Xbox guy. I'm an Xbox guy, so I mean, I love Gears of War, and I love Xbox Game Pass, so I'm gonna get the next Xbox. I had a PS3 and a 360, but because I wanted to play God of War and what's the Nathan Drake game?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. I know what you're talking about. I don't know the name of it.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
Uncharted 2.
Yep.
Uncharted 2 was an incredible game. But those are the only 2 games that I got on that system. The rest of the time I use it as a Blu-ray player.
That's why I use my PS3 as my PS3 still works. I mean, I got Grand Theft Auto, the latest one, on there, and I just run my Plex on it. So
yeah,
it works.
So I mean, the thing is, the way they build these things, as long as you don't just leave them on all the time, and even if you do, because I don't play any of my games off the disc. Well, you really don't have the option to do that anymore. But like, my 360 never burned out like a lot of people's did. And I was like, everybody got the red ring of death. I was fine with mine. So,
red ring of death. That's when it's a wrap and it's over for the machine.
Like it was something like 50% of those first Xbox 360s all had this thing called the red ring of death. Like, Microsoft had
no
to pay
insurance,
like $1
right?
billion. Say what?
There's no insurance. Is there insurance claims for those? Like, can you cop insurance on these?
Maybe a
warranty. You get a warranty.
Or what's I said the wrong thing. Warranty. You can get a warranty, right? So you get
Microsoft knew it would be a bad look if they sent out all these faulty systems, and so they wound up fixing them for free.
Oh well, good for them.
Yeah, to your point, I am PlayStation. I'm not gonna buy an Xbox. It doesn't really matter if it's $100 cheaper. So,
see, Lone is the person I'm talking about. I think there's a lot of people out there, price point or not. Like you're loyal to Xbox and he's loyal to PlayStation. So it is what it is. All right, let's jump into the rundown that I got my gaming education for today. So let's talk Verzuz. Verzuz has been in the news of late. Well, this is just recent between now and when we last talked. Obviously, we did mention that Snoop and DMX were going to do theirs. I actually watched that. But there's some new news that's come across as well. But speaking to DMX and Snoop, this is I put this one. I believe I put this one underneath RZA and Primo. just for the simple fact it was dope to see two legends just enjoying themselves, and doing ad libs to each other's records and just dancing and clowning around and having a good time. It was very lighthearted. There was no, it is for this, and there's no anger, none of that. Like, you just saw two OGs kicking and having a good time and respecting each other for their craft. I think Swiss was actually on the ones and twos for DMX in the studio, and Battle Cat, one of my favorite producers, he was there for Snoop. He was rapping for Snoop, playing joints. So this was overall just a great vibe, man. I didn't see any negative comments from it other than
you expecting. So what you're saying is you're expecting violence from hip hop?
Yeah, that's what they say happens. Yeah, that's what they say happens. So I was just thinking it was going to be violence and shooting, but they didn't do any of that. So
especially in an online video, we expect lots of violence.
And then we get into snitching and all that. We don't want to go down that road. But it was a dope vibe though, man. Like,
what if
seeing two OGs?
No, go ahead.
What's up?
Go ahead.
No,
I'll bring it up later.
It was just dope seeing two OGs, go through classic records. It took me back, man. It took me back to when those joints came out and how excited I was when I heard What's My Name, and hearing DMX play joints off his first album. It just was, it was dope to see. I don't have any issues with it. The format was dope. Studio setting was dope. I liked it. What'd you think, Jay Moore?
Well, you know what? I just have those really cool memories of Snoop from when I was in high school. So, I mean, it was crazy. I think people forget how deep Snoop's catalog is. Like, I think for the first 5 or 6 records, he didn't even get past like 1994.
Bangers. With bangers.
And he did a nice little slight flex when he was talking about Nothing But a G Thing. He was like, well, I wrote that whole record anyway, so it's all good. He did slide a little something in, but with DMX, I have a different, DMX was, 98, 99. This is when I was in the club, when I first turned 21. So I have those memories of seeing really how culture shifted when DMX came out, because it was very much, we're coming off of what a lot of people refer to as the shiny suit jiggy era, if you will, ushered in largely by Puff Daddy. And this is when there was a shift in the culture back to a little bit more street hardcore hip hop. When DMX hit, now don't get me wrong, DMX had those girl records, the How It's Going Down.
Snuck him in. He snuck him in.
I mean, he was on Def Jam, so they were going to have records that that could be worked for the radio, but get at me, dog. I remember when that came out, and even though like that same beat had been used on a Mace record, it was on Harlem World. It was just slowed down, and the content was way more aggressive. I mean,
it didn't matter. It didn't matter.
I just remember when DMX was that dude putting out 2 albums in the same year, and both of them going to #1, and then and he put out, and then there was X. Like, I remember it selling more that first week than Volume 3 by Jay-Z. Like, DMX, like, he's had a lot of unfortunate turns, but for some of the people who are listening and watching this podcast, like, DMX was not just a star; he was a superstar, not just in the rap world, but
you don't understand
overall.
How much bigger he was than everybody else. Like, there was a time when you can legitimately say DMX is the biggest rapper in the world, not Jay, not anybody. He was the biggest rapper in the world.
It was between Jay and DMX. At that time, it was between Jay and DMX. There was always that conversation going on back then.
I think DMX was bigger than Jay, though.
I mean, that year.
Volume 3 did about 3 million records, and then there was X did 5. Yeah. Like, it wasn't even close.
Do you guys remember
DMX was the man on Def Jam.
You guys remember the probably gonna say the wrong concert. What's the concert where there's just a sea of
Hard
people,
Knock Life.
man, and Hard Knock Life? No, not Hard Knock. No.
That was Lollapalooza, where you see it looks like everybody on Earth is at that concert,
and everybody was going along song for song with DMX. Like, I don't know how many people were there. Like, it was just a sea of people. You couldn't even see. Everybody was going bar for bar with DMX. I'm like, yo, that's different. You can come out to a crowd that size and rock a crowd like that, and everybody's going crazy. That's different. Like, that's just different.
And the cool thing for me about the whole battle, like the verses with them, was at one point, I'm trying to keep score, and at one point I just stopped I stopped even keeping score and just was enjoying the vibe. Because I'm like, it was one of those, it's corny to say, but like, I still think if I had to count, I'd be like, oh yeah, Snoop won, maybe 11-9. But at the same time, it's one of those corny things to say the culture won, hip hop won.
And it's actually not, it's, you know, you want to call it corny or cliche or whatever, but that's a fact though. It actually won. Lone, I don't think you got to see it. Is that right? You didn't get a chance to see it?
I mean, I had the chance. I just didn't watch it. But yeah. I mean, no, I hate it. I'm not a Verzuz fan. But it's no, I mean,
you know that
it's yeah, it's cool. I'm sure I probably would have enjoyed myself if I did watch it. But
the format has changed since the last time you watched it.
Yeah,
I think you like how they're doing it now.
Maybe, probably not, but maybe. But yeah, I mean, you know, that's cool. I mean, they're both legends. I don't know. I don't know. Again, it's not really my thing. But if I probably would have watched, and if I did watch it, probably would have enjoyed it. To be honest, you know, because they are both legends, and I like Snoop a lot, just as a person. Yeah. And so, you know, just to see them, I think Jay brought this up before we actually even went to the pre-show. You know, like, just seeing the two legends kind of like just converse back and forth and share stories and stuff, you know, that's really that's the winner of the whole thing. So for that reason, yeah, you know, it'd be cool to watch, but other than that, it doesn't really interest me.
I think that's why I still have Primo and RZA at the top of my personal list, only because that's just the era that we grew up in, and I was one of the Wu-Tang. Primo, I love RZA and Primo, so those are two of my favorites. Then to hear them, I would love to see them do that again. Stuff like that.
I would love to see them do that again with the current format.
Oh, I agree 100%. Like the stories is what put it over the top for me. Hearing them talk about dat tapes and somebody had to bring something else in, and who was in the studio when they recorded this, and who they had just talked to the night before. And those guys say those stories on top of playing that classic music, like that's what did it for me. I still say that's the best one. In my opinion, so far. But there was also the news. There's a possible. Now this threw me off because this makes no sense to me whatsoever. Maybe y'all can make it make sense. There's a rumor floating around of Juicy J versus Nas. Now,
I think Juicy J.
I heard that. Well, here's the thing. In my opinion, I'd rather see like 3 6 Mafia go against Bone or something like that. I'd rather see that. Juicy J versus Nas. I don't want Verzuz to use Nas against Juicy J. Like, I'd rather have Nas go against, I don't know, man, Busta Rhymes or something like that. Like,
I'd watch that.
That'd be good.
Like the Juicy J.
Busta Rhymes would wax Nas though.
Yep.
The Juicy J.
I don't know.
The Juicy J Nas is not intriguing to me because,
bro, that would be hilarious. I would actually watch that one.
I would watch anything with Juicy J in it.
Yeah.
Juicy J is entertaining, but I think I'm cool on just the idea, man. Like, I'd rather see Nas go against somebody like Busta or something like that. Like Juicy J, does Juicy J have 20 joints dolo that he can't use? Or he can't use 3 6 Mafia, or is he just gonna jump right into?
It doesn't matter.
Mafia?
Like the rules are you can use collaborations,
T-shirts or whatever, right?
With a group.
Okay.
I mean that's what Jadakiss did.
He's gonna run all 3 6 Mafia records then, no question.
Which I would. I mean,
sorry, go ahead.
Well, I mean, he was a part of 3 6 Mafia, you know, and they're iconic regardless of if it was a group or not. Like, that's a weird argument to me. Then again, I'm also biased because, you know, I was in a group, but, yeah. Hey, I hope it does happen. Shouts to Treese. I'm guessing that might be Brookins in the chat, but I think it'd be cool if it did happen. You know,
Brookins, he hate Fonte. I understand that.
But 2 Chainz versus Rick Ross. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I think the Verzuz stuff would be interesting to me if they took like 2 people from like different spectrums and had them go head to head. Like, if it was Juicy J and Nas, or if it was like, I don't know, if it was if it was like
be careful.
Jay-Z versus Lil Wayne, or I guess they're both huge. They're both.
Lil Wayne would be really good.
They're both huge. You know what I mean? But like two people from different ends of the spectrum, I think would be kind of cool. But I don't know.
If Juicy J, I ain't gonna lie now. If Juicy J getting his 3-6 bag, no, we talking about hits. We ain't talking about who's the nicest MC. Like, if he getting his 3-6 bag, it's gonna be tough. Nas to navigate that. You know, just being honest.
Nas can pull from the Bravehearts.
Huh?
Okay. Let's go to the chat.
What if we had what if we had a versus battle where we just played the worst records from each artist?
Oh, that would actually be kind of interesting.
You know, like play the worst Nas records versus.
All you gotta do is go to the last lost tapes.
Yeah, well,
or,
anything with Jungle, anything with Jungle, right?
Don't do that. Don't do that.
My bad.
Play some joints with Nation. Actually, they got a song called Level 7 that was my shit. And let me stop talking about Nation.
Man.
Yeah, I'm joking.
Naughty Pie said Primo was the only one I felt like I had to watch. Now that was the one I agree 100%. I moved things around to make sure I could watch that one, brother. I'm with you.
Yeah.
He says, let's see, is that he said stop, so that must be Jay Brookins. James versus Rick Ross says Jay-Z versus Russ.
That'd be interesting. I mean, I think Russ versus
I don't like Russ, but Russ got hits.
Like Russ versus Logic would be interesting. You know, they both have the cult following.
I was just about to say
that. I'm rooting for Logic on that one. I don't like Russ.
But they have very rabid fan bases. If it was Russ versus Logic, I'd be sitting there listening like I'd be completely lost.
I just want to watch that. Yeah.
I just want to watch the comments.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I
want to see people like us be like, what the fuck is this?
It'd be a lot of that, but I definitely will be pulling for Logic. I think Logic, after listening to his the No Pressure, like I like it, man. Like fam can rap. Like there was no mimicking on this one. Like good song structure, no ID, good production, good beat selection. I like the vibe of it from what I heard. So Lone, I want you to once you get on that, let me know what you think. I don't think it fits the format that we talked about last week.
I'll check it out. Yeah, I'll definitely. I want to check it out. I mean, you obviously now, but Terry also mentioned it a few days ago that it was actually pretty decent. So I kind of, I guess. And the thing is, I'll say the same thing that I continually say about Logic. I mean, it's not that he doesn't make good music. That's never been the issue with me. So
it's not the argument, yeah.
But
and I can't now that y'all put me on to quote unquote that, can't shake it now. So now when I listen to his projects, I go into it, and it's probably unfair, but go into it thinking, all right, so who is he going to mimic this time? You know what I'm saying? But I didn't hear a lot of that on this one. That's why I'd be curious to hear what you think, because you were one of the first people to put me on to that. So
we need a versus battle with Icons versus the Nappy Roots.
Damn!
Wow.
I mean, don't do that to the Nappy Roots. Okay, first of all, you know more Icon songs than probably anybody the chat right now. But you bought the whole album, didn't you?
I did, but I don't remember anything on there except for Get Crunked Up.
Get Crunked Up, yeah.
You know, I think that's around that lasted a little while now.
Yeah, it did. I think that was a song.
Crunked Up lasted a little while.
Around that same time, there was a rap group, because the only reason I remember this is because I got one of their promotional T-shirts when I was working in radio. The rap group's name was No Good and Jiggy, which perfectly described their music.
No Good and Jiggy. They better than Smiles and South Star. They had a couple now. Don't do that. They had a couple. Smiles and South Star had a couple. They had a couple now.
The Hip Hop Dalmatians, you mean? That's what I think of when I saw them, and I don't know if that came out before or after the movie, but I just always thought of the Hip Hop Dalmatians from Brown Sugar whenever people bring up Smiles and South Star.
See, here you go, man. See, Smiles and South Star had a couple. If you're in the chat and you know about Smiles and South Star, if you're old enough, tell me about Smiles and South Star. Don't do that.
Well, I'm sorry, y'all remember that movie?
What about
all right, man?
What about Academics versus DJ Vlad?
That'd be too much. It'd be too much. Yeah, they'd have to do that on. They have to do that on the what's that? UFC island. They have to go somewhere because too many people would be trying to get in the door if they found out where they was at. That wouldn't be a good look.
Like, well, at least I like those DJ Vlad Rap Phenomenon tape. And the thing is, I ain't gonna lie, I watch every look, especially if Boosie is on. when I see Lil Boosie got a new or Trey D, you best believe I'm watching all those.
Boosie, if Boosie was in a Verzuz, I don't give a damn who he's going against. I will be watching if Boosie is in the Verzuz.
First of all,
just because of what he's going to say before every song, I don't care who I don't care what it is. If Boosie's in the Verzuz, I will be watching 100%. I don't care what it is.
I don't care if he's not even playing music. I just ask Boosie questions.
Hey, man.
That's all I need.
Come on, man.
We need to get a Boosie and Plies. Boosie versus Plies going on.
Oh, man, that might be kind of crazy.
The thing about Boosie is his candor. He's unapologetically honest. So I love that about him because, you know, that's tough. It's tough to be that way. He's like, I'm aware.
Know. I think he needs to apologize more.
Don't do that. Look,
Boosie had a pool party with, and it was almost like he said,
stupid.
You can't get in unless you don't have on a mask.
Right.
Like,
here's the thing though. With Boosie, like Boosie's one of the people that I know his heart is in the right place. Like he's doing an interview talking about black folks building up economies, but he kept saying economics. I'm like, all right, man, like. Put up the jump in a hole. I did like a jump in a hole emoji because I'm like, fam, you saying economy for like 5 minutes.
Drop down a manhole.
The dude is just letting
the
dude is just letting him say it over and over again. We need to build, as black people, we need to build our own economies. I'm like, fam, somebody stop him from saying economies. But I get what he was saying. So I fool with Boosie, man. I fool with him. Economy and all. I fool with him. So, I don't know, man, but if Boosie was on Verzuz, I would definitely rock with that. 2
Chainz and Rick Ross is the next one.
2 Chainz, yeah, that's the actual next one.
Yeah.
I'm seeing a lot of 2 Chainz is going to get washed. I don't know if I agree with that. If features and all this other stuff that y'all are talking about is in the equation, because 2 Chainz has been on a lot of records to mention his own.
Yeah.
So I don't think this will be the wash that
it might just
everybody
be a straight,
is saying. That
it might just be a straight wash. Like, I mean, I think they both have. Ross has harder records, in my opinion, but
true.
But the features, I mean, I don't know. It'd be pretty close, probably.
See, that's my thing. Like, I think Ross, you know, gut would tell me Ross will probably win, but. When I say wash, I mean wash like ED. Like I'm hearing people say 2 Chainz will get washed. I don't agree with that. Like he can pull stuff from Player Circle that was fire. Yeah, I know y'all know about Player Circle. Like he can pull stuff from Player Circle.
Duffel Bag Boy. I'm not sure what Ross is going to do.
He got Birthday with Kanye. That song is fire. So he's got some joints that he could pull that would be dope. You know, so
but Ross has popped that. Look, that Teflon Don Trilla era Ross, like he was unstoppable. I mean, like if you were outside during that time, like
of the house,
you couldn't get by without playing that Rick Ross.
I mean, Ross literally could play like Devil in a New Dress from My Dark Twisted Fantasy. Like what's going to be
not ready for that one?
That's what I'm saying, because it's a feature. Like. That's a prime rib that's already ready for you. All you gotta do is eat it. Like all you gotta do is jump on there. Literally, you can do Lord Knows with Drake and Just Blaze. He had a verse on that. What's messing with that?
Was hard.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. What's messing with that?
It'll be close.
So it's gonna be interesting, man. Like I actually will watch this one. I think 2 Chainz got his personality is dope. Ross got a dope personality in terms of them being able to put on a show, them being who they are. So that would keep me engaged. I think that one will be a good one. Definitely think that will be a good one. I'm curious to see how that one goes.
It could be. I'm still not watching.
Could be.
Come on, it's like on a Thursday night.
Long want to battle with like the Outlaws versus the East Siders or some shit like that. Like
no, I don't want either.
No, nobody wants that.
Nobody wants that. I don't want to watch any. To be honest, I really don't want to watch any of it. I'd rather them interview each other. To me, that'd be more interesting. But
I'd rather them sit down and play records for each other and then tell stories like that. Like I said, I love like when I found out that basically DMX got the hook for "Get at Me, Dog" from Snoop Dogg when Snoop literally said, "Hey man, get at me, dog," because that's how Snoop talks, and like DMX took that and made it into a record. Like
those are priceless.
Yeah, for all the times I've all the music magazines and blogs and stuff, like they're little things like that. Unless the two artists are in the same room with each other, I would never know anything like that. And like
that's the stuff that's cool.
Story.
Me neither.
That's the stuff that's cool. Like the conversations in between the like if they were playing, I said this weeks ago, probably months ago, but like if they were playing records we haven't heard, to me that would be I would be interested in that, but
even if it was just joints, like if it wasn't 20, like they just pick 8 to 10 joints that we've never heard before. You talk about ratings, like I think those numbers would go to the roof just because of, to Lone's point, like who wouldn't want to hear that? Yeah. 10 unreleased Snoop joints, Lord knows who you have on there as features, so I think that would be fire. But you guys said I'm definitely curious to hear what's popping with this the Rick Ross and 2 Chainz. I think I'm cool on the possibility of Nas. Shout out our partners real quick before we go into the latter portion of the show. Infinity, shout out to my man DJ Jay Diff, who's not with us today. He's one of our first partners. Customized masks, t-shirt printing, screen printing, whatever you need, he has that. So make sure you reach out to that brother. CD and vinyl, they always take care of us with our raffles whenever we do Patreon raffles or we have albums we want to raffle off for you guys. And we've had everything from autograph to double albums to most recent stuff that's come out. So we really appreciate them taking care of us. Sun King Brewery, I'm locked and loaded today. My son King with me. That's our newest partner. As I always say, I will continue to say, once everything clears up, we really look forward to expanding our partnership with them. No Bad Ideas. I got No Bad Ideas hat on. I don't think Lone has a shirt that he's been sent that nobody else has. I don't think he has that, but we really appreciate them. They've been rocking with us from day one. As book bags, wallets, t-shirts. They expanded so much. Who knows what they have now? I got to go back on the site and get familiar because they always have the at top of the line, good quality product. 20% off if you put new old heads in as a coupon. Get you 20% off online if you break bread with them.
All caps.
Bringing down the all caps. Thank you, sir. Bringing down the band as always is the hub for everything old heads related. So make sure you go to search Bringing Down the Band on YouTube, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications so you can stay in tune with everything that is being released. So go to Twitch, follow us there, and also Discord. Discord is kind of our community thing that we have jumping. That's it's private to the people that rock with us. So make sure you sign up for that and jump in one of the chat rooms and talk some talk. Dr. Coleman, make sure you get your teeth right. Coleman Dental, located in Briar Ripple. Keep saying it's about time for me to go, but I'm gonna stop because y'all think I got cavities when I say that.
No, I think you have gingivitis.
Gingivitis. All right, it's getting worse. So, those are our partners. We appreciate all of them as always. Now, Lone brought this up last week, and I remember saying let's try to put a pin in it. So I guess this is the pin. So I don't know who released this, Lone, but it was like a screenshot that I saw. I don't know where it came from, what site it came from, but it says without naming these rappers. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just curious if you're straying from the topics that we had saved. So that's all. Continue.
I thought we had Verzuz and this and Lupe. Was I wrong?
No, this was a different topic, but no, that's cool. We can go into it. We can talk about that one. Talk about it
without naming. All right, I must have wrote down the wrong things. My bad.
It's all good.
So it says without naming these rappers: Pac, Big, Nas, Jay, Ice Cube, Kanye, Lil Wayne, Kendrick, J. Cole, and Drake. Name your 5 favorite rappers. And
yeah, so our topic this week was supposed to be the top 40 rappers above 40. That article that just came out. But we can do both. We can do both. We can do both because that other conversation is cool too.
Said top 40 rappers above 40. Did I hear that right?
Yeah, but we can talk about
that was the article
about.
I put in the Discord today.
Sorry about that, man. That's my fault. I missed that. Okay.
So anyways,
this one, like,
yeah.
Yeah, you could name. I could name 5 quick ones on this. Well, not quick, but they did mention Black Thought. They didn't mention Common.
What were the ones that we couldn't mention?
Can't use Tupac, Biggie, Nas, Jay-Z, Eminem, Ice Cube, Kanye, Lil Wayne, Kendrick, J. Cole, Drake.
I'm gonna have to pull this up in the Discord because I can't keep track of all those names.
Yeah, so those are the names I wrote down, unless I forgot someone.
I got it listed right here. Yeah, all right. So Sans,
check me on that. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm gonna post it in the little chat here.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys can go ahead if you want. I mean,
so the names that come to mind for me are Black Thought, Common, Scarface, Big Pun. For like that, you could throw in Fonte, since Jay like Fonte, Jay Brookins, hey Fonte. Fonte would be one of my rappers. Like I could name people like that I would put in there for sure without naming those guys. Or can you give me 5 quick ones?
As far as my top over 40 or just in general?
Just 5 without naming the names that we listed first, and then we can go back around for the top the 40-year-old conversation.
Oh, just to be outside of the pale.
Yep.
Like I said, this is one that always throws people off when I say Heavy D is one of my favorite MCs of all time. Ice Cube,
Hey.
Ghostface Killer. I'm not sure if that was one of the ones I wasn't supposed to mention.
Cube's on the list, sir. Cube's on the list.
Okay. Tash from the Alcoholics.
Okay.
Always been a fan of the Alcoholics.
Okay.
Let's see. I've always, and J-Ro, both of them. I mean, 2 guys in one group who I think are monster MCs. When I saw them perform last year on St. Patrick's Day, it was one of the best hip hop shows I've been into in a long time. But you know what's crazy? I've lived long enough to see one of the Alcoholics give up drinking. Like Tash made an Instagram post where he's like, "Yo, I'm gonna leave that liquor alone," But once again, these guys are knocking on 50 years old and they want to live a nice long life. So, Tash is like, and the thing is, they lived up to the name the Alcoholics when they came to Indianapolis. Like they basically took beers home with them. They were drunk. They are the hip hop drunkies. And I remember Tash introduced himself to me like 3 different times and didn't remember. So maybe it was time for him to kind of leave the liquor alone. But, for real, shout out to Tash for making that life change. Who's somebody else?
Yeah, man.
You know what? At one point, I ain't gonna lie, like, and I loved his MC Search was one of my favorite rappers. The first 2 Third Bass albums, and then his solo record. Those are all projects that I still kind of revisit from time to time. So
I don't sleep on Third Bass.
Not sleep, just not a fan.
So I mean, if I'm gonna go beyond, what people would regularly think of, everybody, because of course everybody does name Andre 3000, Jay-Z, this, that, and the third. But hey, those are people.
Could have used Stacks. They didn't even list him. I could have used Stacks. They didn't even list him.
Yeah.
Lone, jump in, man. Give me 5 quick ones, and then we can go to the 40 joint.
Sean Price would probably be up there.
Yes,
there you go.
Definitely Royce the 5'9". Definitely Fonte. Definitely Black Thought. And I'd probably throw Odyssey in the mix just for everything he's done in the last decade.
Good one.
Man.
So,
it's a damn good list.
Definitely could expand on that, but yeah.
I like that list. Okay.
Actually, none of the people that are listed are any of my top, except for Kendrick. Anyways, I'm in Jay, but so.
This probably was real easy for you. I know
such is life. Such is life.
Let's see, Brookings said Doom. I completely disagree with that. I missed the wave. I'm sorry. Stone me, miss me out. I don't care. I'm not on the MS Doom train. I missed it. I'll stand alone in the corner on that one. I don't get it. Don't understand it.
Doom is a lyricist. I'll give him that. But
the other topic that you guys mentioned, there's some dope artwork for this too. By the way, I don't know share my screen, but I can't. Somebody took some time on this. It's really good. It says, who's having the best rap career after 40? There's 40 people that are listed. Did you guys want me to just kind of go towards the middle to the top, or how you want me to go about this? Because they have 40, and
here,
let me for each.
Well, let me share the screen. I'm here.
It's fire.
Let's see. Should be able to. Should pop up there.
Shout out to Lone.
That is really dope artwork.
That's fire, man. Yeah, they snap.
I feel like I'm gonna steal this. Let me steal this artwork. No, I'm joking. All right, so who's having? Do you just want to go to the list here?
Yeah, if you want, I will read through the list. 40 down, and then you guys.
First off, let me before we can get to the list, let's shout out. I got to shout out the dude who put it together. Is a cat named Dart Adams. If you've ever been in a argument about hip hop on Twitter, chances are Dart Adams did jump in there and correct you, or especially if you got a release date wrong. Dart Adams will shut you down when you get a release date or an anniversary wrong. So shout out to Dart Adams.
I've literally unfollowed people for retweeting Dart Adams.
I feel bad now because I don't know who the hell Dart.
Okay, Dart. Well, luckily we're people, because I go back and forth with Dart on a pretty regular basis.
Yeah, I don't hate him. To me, he comes across, and I guess it's shade. It's not really intended to be, but he comes across too much as a know-it-all. Like, his opinion is word across the board. And that kind of rubs me wrong sometimes, but it's just what it is. He definitely is.
Talked about narcissism.
I don't think he ain't that. Don't get me wrong, but
no, I mean, because I appreciate that he actually does his research.
He has the history. He knows the history.
There'll be these major publications. They'll be like, "Hey, it's the 30th anniversary of so and so," and it'll be like, "That's not." And the thing is, because like the artists, they don't remember when they released their albums, they'll retweet this article from this magazine, and Dart will have to be like, "No, it actually came out 2 weeks before that. Look at the certification on your gold record."
He's definitely a historian, and that I can appreciate, but he's too authoritarian for me sometimes. But it's
let me ask you guys this: Can he stand corrected if he goes all out against somebody and somebody finds fault?
I'm not trying to go into the psychology of Dart Adams right now. I'm that was just
all right. I'm just checking. I don't know this guy. That's why I'm just.
Let's get to the list, because the list is legit.
Yeah, leave it on the surface.
I ain't trying to hate on Dart Adams here.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, we might get those interactions up. So hate on Dart Adams just a little bit.
Yeah, come on, Dart.
All right, man. So, Lone, you gonna scroll with me as I go down?
Boston sucks. No, joking.
Lone, I'll scroll with you. You gonna scroll?
Yeah, I'll
scroll.
So
we got Diddy at the age of 50. 39. We got Too Short, who probably has 150 albums at the age of 54. Homie Busta Rhymes, number 38, at the age of 48. He's doing pretty well.
So we're talking about we're talking about specifically the projects they put out after 40, though, right?
Yeah, if I understand it correctly, that's what they're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's put out? So you got Jeezy at 42.
At number 36. Yep.
I'm sorry, at the age of 42. My apologies. Cameron, age of 44. They got him number 35. Let's see.
There's your guy.
MF Doom. I missed it. He's 49. I did not know that. They have him at number 34.
Oh yeah, he was a KMD, but he's interesting. Like, Doom really hasn't put shit out in the last decade. It's only been mostly features, really.
It says projects released after 40 was the album called 4 or something like that. I don't know if y'all heard that. 33, we got Rock Marciano. I believe that's who that is. Yep, at the age of 42.
He is killing it.
I think he's killing it. Expected Deck. They have him at 49. Oh no, he's the age of 49, number 32. I'm biased. I love Deck, but I don't know. I listened to his collab joint he had with Czarface. I think that's the one. Czarface meets Ghostface. Was he?
Well, he is. That? Yeah, I mean, he is Czarface.
He's Czarface.
Him and 7L and Esoteric. So yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. Missy's 49 years old. She's
what
number
is
31.
Missy dropped? She dropped one project?
Man, Missy,
she's been extra quiet.
Know, man. Missy, she'll just drop
she put out a project last year.
Yeah, she'll just do like a small EP with a whole bunch of crazy records and dope ass visuals and just go back to being Missy. Like that's just pretty much what she's doing right now. I hadn't had a full length from her in a while.
I don't know if she deserves to be this high on the list, but it's whatever.
Number 30, 3 Stacks at the age of 45 hasn't put out anything.
I don't think he deserves to be on there either.
The fact that he hasn't put anything out, I agree. You know, I'm a 3 Stacks fan.
Yeah.
Number 29 is Mr. West at the age of 42. I think he's doing just fine. Let's see. Number 28, Method Man, age of 49. A Better Tomorrow I didn't like, but that counts really as a
I don't think he did either.
Yeah, they were mad about the production and stuff. They thought Ghostface should have executive produced it, so which I'm not mad at. Number 27, Bun B at the age of 47. Bun has been holding pretty steady in my opinion. He'll drop a project every couple of years that'll be solid. Like I think he's been holding steady. If it was me, in my opinion.
Yep. Features Jim Jones.
26, Jim Jones. I think Jim Jones, honestly, at the age of 43, I think Jim Jones is too low. Jim Jones has dropped some good projects.
Honestly, I like that El Chapo record he put out last year. I thought more people should have listened to it. The production was really good. It was probably one of my sleepers from last year.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Jim Jones is a little low, in my opinion. Big Boy, Outkast, number 25 at the age of 45. Verse was dope. 𝐀𝐁𝐎𝐿 is one of my.
He's got a nice. Big Boy has he has a real nice project out with Sleepy Brown right now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So he's doing just fine. Nasty Nas at the age of 46. Well, Lost Tapes, but we're gonna leave Lost Tapes alone.
But did have the best song. It says
Are we really
Echo.
gonna leave it alone?
Echo was fire with Swiss Beats, but Swiss Beats damn near messed it up.
Did you say
Fabulous?
Did you say Dart wrote this?
Yeah, he put this together.
Okay, I can dig it.
His name is on the list. Is on as author here, so
well, it makes sense.
Shout out to him.
Let's see.
They got Fab at 23 at the age of 42. Summertime Shootouts are dope to me. I like them. I didn't like the last one, but the 2 before that, I like them. So I fooled the Summertime Shootout mixtapes. I like Fab. Jay Electronica, wow, he's high. At the age of 43, they got him number 22. What the hell are they basing? They're basing that off of
the one project
written testimony. I bet
it's one record.
Yeah, I'm cool on that. He could have been way lower. That album, I think that album stuck. We'll talk about that later. Q-Tip, age of 50. Let's see, 0 solo, no collaboration. I don't know what is he there for. We got it.
From here. The last Tribe.
Yeah, that counts.
Yeah, that's right.
That counts.
Yeah,
that counts. E40. We always talk about E40. At the age of 52, the OG, best project.
He's released 22 albums since he was 40.
Look,
22 projects.
Putting out records.
Lone, don't start, man.
I'm saying E40 should probably be higher.
Yeah, the fact that he dropped triple disc albums, yes. Snoop, age of 48, number 19 on the list. Best release project after 40, Bush. I think I heard that one. I'm not mad at that. Snoop stays consistent. Well, Brother
that
Fonte.
Bush album, underrated.
Yeah. I think Snoop should be higher.
18. They got Fonte 18 at the age of 41. Are they counting Foreign Exchange? I can't see. May the Lord Watch was fire.
I don't think Foreign Exchange has dropped anything since he's been 40, though.
Aha, okay. I'm mad at Fonte because May the Lord Watch was fire. Jadakiss, 45 years old. 3 solo albums, 2 collaborative. His most recent album I actually liked, so I'm not mad at that. And that Me record was hard too, so I'm not mad at that. That's cool. 16, DJ Quick, my man, at the age of 50. Let's see, 3 total, 2 solo, 1 collaborative. The Book of David is fire. So I'm in on that one. I have no issues.
I'm still kind of sleep on DJ Quick, to be honest.
Yeah, I can get you on game though. I got
Ishmael Butler, huh?
Ishmael Butler, age 51. 0
Not
solo
familiar.
projects, 7 collaborations. I am not familiar. I
Shabazz
feel like I
Palaces.
should be with him being 15. I don't know what to say on this one. I need to look this brother up because I'm asleep.
Well, it's kind of says here. This is the one reason why I do like darts writing is because he does dig deep into stuff like this, and so him specifically, having shed the butterfly moniker from his Diggable Planets days, the Grammy winner reemerged as the Afrofuturist behind Shabazz Palaces. And if you've never heard Shabazz Palaces, you might want to go check them out. I know Jay's in the comments right now. I know he is definitely familiar with them. So definitely has had a very strong decade, realistically.
He looked familiar. Now he looks familiar. Okay, I didn't know that. Okay, oh
Yeah.
man, I got to peep.
Yep.
Jay Brookins, you got to put me on game. Fat Joe, 49 years old, 2 solos, 2 collaborative, family ties with Dre. I thought that was cool. I wasn't all the way impressed, but All the Way Up was fire. That was tough, so I'm not mad at that. 𝐀𝐁𝐄𝐃𝐒, the chef, age 50, 10 solo, 1 collaborative. The Wild was cold. Marvin was my favorite joint on that album. I'm not mad at that.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at that. Number 12, man, Common, 48 years old, 3 solos, 1 collaborative. Nobody Smiling was trash.
So was that last one.
Common's my guy now. Don't get it twisted. That's my guy. That Nobody Smiling wasn't it, and that last one wasn't it. Glory was dope though. I like Glory.
Had some records. It wasn't great, but
That wasn't it though, man.
I agree.
2 Chainz, 42 years old, 2 solo, 1 collaborative. A rapper go to the league. I actually like that. Threat to Society. I knew they would pick that one. That's a nice one to joint. I'm not mad at that.
Yeah, the art on this is really dope.
Yeah, somebody snapped, man. Whoever did this.
Yeah.
LP,
interesting.
45 years old. 0 solo albums, but his collaboratives, you already know what it is with Run the Jewels. So
yeah, definitely.
I'm not even mad at this, actually. I'm not mad at this at all.
I'll Run the Jewels alone. I'm not mad at this at all.
Nah.
I'm cool with that. All right, now we get into it. Top 10. Styles P the Ghost.
Yeah, he's definitely reemerged.
Yeah, I'm not mad at this at all. Styles is consistent. Like, Styles has just been consistent. I'm not mad at it. This works for me. Number 8, Ross, 44 years old, 2 projects, Rather You Than Me. Santorini Greeks is dope. Shout out to Bink on the production. Not mad at it. I don't see anything wrong with this. Marshall, 47 years old. Music to Be Murdered By, The Ringer, Job 5 projects. Music to Be
Music to Be Murdered By is probably my favorite Eminem record in 20 years.
I actually liked it. I actually liked it. You see Lone scrolled, I couldn't even read anything. He just scrolled right past it. Ghostface Killer, age of 50. 8 solo, 2 collaborative. The Brown Tape was dope.
He's had a good decade.
Yeah, I'm
really
not
good decade. I mean, he kind of reinvented himself too with a lot of the stuff he worked on with Bad Not Good, and Adrian Young, and yep.
Sour Soul, all of that. Yeah. Scroll back up real quick, Lone. That artwork is fire.
Sour
man,
Soul, that was a nice project.
Sour Soul was fire. I love this artwork, man, with the robe and the chain. Yeah. That's dope. All right, we get into the top 5. My man Killer Mike, 44 years old. We know why he's here. Run the Jewels has been killing for a while now. So I'm not mad at that. I wouldn't mind a solo album from Killer Mike, though. I ain't gonna lie. He probably ain't gonna do it, but I wouldn't mind that.
I mean, I think a lot of people are waiting on that, but I mean, when you think about the fact that LP produced basically all of rap music,
hey, like if it ain't broke,
I mean, they're just such an incredible team. Like I don't want it. Like I said, I don't want to Killer Mike to mess around and start getting Swizz Beats production. And
nah, I'm with you. Like if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Leave it alone.
Yeah, it's working. It's working. So
at a high level. Black Thought, 48 years old. 2 solo. Those are the probably EPs, and 3 collaborative joints.
He's got another one coming too soon too.
Bruce. I mean, he had a joint with Salam Remy. Did one with Ninth Wonder. Like, I'm not mad at this. Like,
he's got another one coming too. Yeah.
Works.
Pusha T.
Okay. 43 years old. Daytona. Yeah.
He's a little high.
I can see. A
little high off.
You think?
I think so.
Off one project that was
for Pusha T to be above Killer Mike. Really? Or LP? Really?
Or shit. Even Black Thought, above Black Thought with one project, and it wasn't even like a I mean, don't get me wrong, it was a good project, but it wasn't like that good.
That's a good point. I don't know, man. I don't know. Daytona, I like Daytona a lot, but for him to be third off one project kind of makes you think.
And he's had a lot of that way. He's had a lot of features too. Don't get me wrong, but
true. I don't know. Yeah.
And that's what, and to the chat, Push killed the top rapper in the game. And that's what he has right here, dismantling Drake with the story of Addion. But to me, that alone is not, okay, that's neat. That's a cool tidbit. But, like, I don't know.
It's a big feather,
maybe.
though. It's a big feather in his cap.
Maybe it is. Maybe it is.
Considering the summer Drake had, even after that record came out, not really.
I mean, Drake's a pop star, though, so we knew he was going to have a summer. It's just the fact that somebody gave him that work. I think
still,
why the feather.
Yeah, I mean, he still belongs up there. So, I mean, but.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool. Royce, 43 years old.
He's had a big resurgence.
Yeah. Book of Ryan was cold. I'm not mad at this at all. I didn't look at this list, so I'm curious to see who number one is. Drum roll.
Jay-Z.
Oh, 50 years old, 444. 2 solo, 3 collaborative. I guess they're counting. Let's see. They're counting Watch the Throne because I see Paris on there.
Yeah.
I can't really argue this. 444 was good. It was real good. A little overrated in my opinion. People gas 444 to me. But I do think it was good.
Would have never guessed Jay-Z's number one.
Don't do
but
that.
yeah.
Right. Jay Brookins said, duh.
Yeah, that was a good. That was a good.
That.
You know, that was one of the better lists that I've read in a while. So shouts to Dart.
Yeah, whoever, like you can tell, like you said, it took some time and effort into that when it was thought put into it. So I appreciate that. Like it wasn't, ain't just throw some shit together. So you always can appreciate that when it happens.
I want to know who the best rappers at age 33 were.
Look out now. Real quick before we get out of here because I know Jay Moore got to pay them bills.
I do have to do.
Yeah. Lupe Fiasco's House. Did you guys hear it? I liked it. The Kaelin Ellis on the production. That boy is bad. It's very refreshing, very creative. Lupe
is it Kaelin? Is that how he says his name?
Is it Kaelin? I thought it was Kaelin Ellis, or is it Kaelin? I thought it was.
I thought it was Kaelin, but I could be wrong.
Might be you might be right. It might be Kaelin Ellis. Matter of fact, Kaelin makes more sense. Kaelin Ellis. We'll go with Kaelin. That's cool.
I like.
He's tough on the beats.
I tell you what, because at first I was like, because the first song on there is him rapping about dinosaurs.
Yeah,
I'm like, what? Right. Where's? I'm like, come on, man. What are we doing here? You know.
Roar.
But it was, it was an enjoyable project. Like I said, I remember going to the store and buying those first Lupe albums, even though like for Food and Liquor, I had a bootleg that honestly, like, I wore out, and gave to other people. I was like, yo, you got to check out this Lupe cat. He's going to be that next guy. And was such a fan of the bootleg. I went out and actually bought the retail. This was, if you like Lupe Fiasco, hell, if you just like rap music, if you can get past the fact the first track is about dinosaurs, and I heard him try to explain this away, not away, let me not make that, but about how he's like talking about how as a rapper his age, and I don't even think he's 40, so he wouldn't even make that, he didn't make this list. Somebody like, as somebody who's trying to do what I do, I'm a dinosaur. And I was like, okay, I guess, but it still just sounded like you were rapping about dinosaurs. Shout out to Blake Ali for having the plastic dinosaurs back at his shows back in the day.
Shouts to Blake.
You know, that's crazy. Blake Ali is the first person I thought of when I heard that record. But no, it's a good project. I mean, because I think, Lone, you said it was, because I didn't look at the credits. You said it's like one person that produced the whole thing.
Yeah, so it's Kaelin Ellis, and if I'm butchering his name, I apologize. Imagine being Mr. Ellis, and you get your first record back from working with Lupe, Fiasco, and it's a song about dinosaurs. You know, like,
how do you react to that? It's like,
it might not have been the first one. No, but the fact, I've been following him on Twitter for a minute, and he's extremely dope. And I remember when Lupe took the beat for one of the tracks on there and just from one of his Twitter videos and looped it and just made a song out of it. And I was like, yo, that's crazy.
Embodied it though. Embodied it.
So it's great.
Ellis had a DJ set over some of his remixes and production that he put up on his page. And I was just kind of listening to it, and I really like his vibe, and I can tell that he's a musician, like from the standpoint of the chorus structure and just how it vibes out. Like he's really tough. I can tell he spends time with it. Just the videos he posts. Like the boy is legit. I'm a fan. You know, we know it when we see it. He's dope.
I like the project. So
check this Lupe out, man. Lupe is a master, man. Like he's damn it, lasers just kind of threw off the trajectory a little bit, man. But coming out the gate, them first two albums, boy, you hard pressed to beat Food, Liquor, and the Cool. I'm telling you, boy, is amazing. But y'all check that out when you get a chance. J Moore, I know you got to pay that child support.
Yeah. So I'm gonna holler at y'all. Peace. See you in a minute.
Be safe, brother.
Yep.
So that's going to do it for this episode. As always, remember to go to Bringing Down the Band on YouTube. Search Bringing Down the Band and subscribe. Hit the bell for all notifications so you can stay in tune with everything that we drop for the new old heads. Also music, new singles, everything that comes out. Also follow us on Twitch. Bringing Down the Band on Twitch. Lone is doing a great job of curating content there. He'll be talking about Ableton. He has a project that has over 100 joints on it for streaming that he has been working on to mix and master to get ready to be released. So
wrap it up, B.
A lot of those conversations come up. Make sure you check that out as well, and also Discord, our new community. Rock with us on there as well. Throw some suggestions in there. We appreciate you. That's going to do it for this week. For the entire crew, we will see you next week.
Peace.